Here's the perfect solution if you want to run your business on systems. There's an interesting dilemma that's going to come up for you when you think about systemization, and that is when you look at your business, there are a lot of systems and it's very easy to get overwhelmed and put the entire thing on the back burner and go, you know what, this is too hard. But realize that there is a cost to that. That means that you will always be required in your business. You won't be able to take a weekend off. You won't be able to take a week off. You certainly won't be able to take a month or a year off. And you will not be able to run a second or a third enterprise. Why? Because you are intimately linked to your business. Without you, your business falls over. And so systems are the solution to that. Why? Because they allow the work of the business to be done by other people, which is great, by your team. Now, most likely you've already got team, but they're not using systems. They're coming to you to find out not only the direction about where the business is going, but also how to do things. How do you do this? How do you do that? And even if it's not you, then your team members are coming to their managers and say, hey, how do I do this? Why? Because, well, nothing's written down, nothing's documented, or if it is, it's haphazard and disorganized, meaning that people struggle to do the work of your business in a consistent way. And that means you get, unfortunately, variable results. Once again, you're back in it. Why? Because often these variable results blow up and suddenly you're required to put out fires. Just had an example of this today. I had my mower getting repaired, and for whatever reason, I didn't test it at the shop. If I'd tested it, I would have realized that the mower blades did not engage. So it's $906, something like that. They did a good job, but I didn't test it. I just assumed that it was going to get done. Should they have tested it? Yeah, most likely. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. So I get home, my wife jumps on the mower, begins the blades, and the belt jams. So I now have a $906 investment in my mower, but no working mower. So now I got to drive it all the way back, get it fixed, drive it back, and now this time, hopefully, we're actually going to get a mower that works. Interestingly enough, in this moment, I want to let you know that I did just make exactly the same assumption once again, which is fascinating to me, that I have just been through this experience of driving down, getting it fixed, and I did not learn my lesson. And this is going on all the time in your business. It's very common not to take the lessons. Why? Because there's no documentation, or there's haphazard systemization and processes, and nothing gets improved. This is a problem. This means you have to spend money getting problems fixed. This means that your customers are unhappy. Luckily, I'm relatively happy. I'm like, hey, the mower, as long as it works this time, is fixed. But some customers will not be. They'll be like, hey, you need to pay for this. But the problem is that in the process of fixing that mower, as it comes through final production and says, yep, this mower is fixed, there should have been a checklist that is run through. Does it start? Does it move? Do the blades engage? Is it ready? Yes, let's go. I don't know whether that happened. It may have, it may not have. If it had been done and they could have shown me a piece of paper that says, hey, we tested this and this was working when it finished our shop, that would have been very powerful. That would have been very powerful, but I don't know. So what's likely to happen? Well, next time I've got to remember to test the blades. And I already, as I shared with you, forgot the first time immediately after. What are the chances? Relatively small. But if I had that documented, even a simple system like getting the mower repaired, to test it at the place before it goes onto the trailer, this will prevent the loss of my time, hour and a half of my time driving down, driving back, and next time it's going to happen. Why? Well, because of the pain and suffering that happened to me. And this is going on to you as well. as a business owner, you have to sort this out. Why? Because your freedom is relying on it. Your profits are relying on it. Your ability to scale are relying on your ability to run systems and processes. So where do you start? When you begin this, as I mentioned earlier, there could be so many systems that you're like, you know what, this is too hard, I'm not going to do it. But we don't want that. Don't do that. Stop and say, you know what? Why don't I work out what the minimum viable systems would be? Like, what's the smallest number of systems that if you had in place, then you could largely extract yourself out? Maybe it's not 100%, but maybe it's an 80% extraction. And the interesting thing is, most likely, if we're going to follow Pareto principles, you're going to find 20% of your systems are the critical ones. They're the ones you want to identify. They're your minimum viable systems. So document down, write them down and go, okay, yep, I got a system here in marketing, I got 2 in sales, I got 1 in advertising, I got 1 in fulfillment, I've got 1 in 2 in HR, and I got 1 in accounting. Great. Now you've got your 6 or 8 systems. Wonderful. But this doesn't get you off the hook yet. You see, you still need to work out how to get 1 working system. There's no point in building 8 broken systems. If 1 system doesn't work, then 8 systems will not work. So you choose 1. My recommendation, don't choose something mission critical. If you're not familiar with how to run systems, get some practice with something that if you stuff it up, it doesn't matter so much. This gives you a learning experience. This gives you time to practice. This gives you reps of working through that system to go, okay, how do I make this work? How do I make this work? How do I make this work? How do I get this system to get the results consistently? What are the steps involved? And once you've got that 1 system, now you've got the final step that you need to go through, and that is to give it to your team member so you don't have to do it anymore. Doesn't mean you'll be completely excluded from this system. Possibly, hopefully. But if it is mission critical and you need to run some checks or some final quality assurance, then it comes to you before it gets deployed out to your customers. You check through, yep, done, happy, off you go. This could have been the mower shop owner's final check. Is like, show me the checklist. Have we checked the engine starts? Yes. Have we checked that the mower moves? Yes. Have we checked that the blades engage? Yes. And that means that the risk of customer dissatisfaction goes way down. Why? Because of that simple system, that simple checklist that gets run at the end of every fix for every mower. If you want help with this, if you want to know how to just skip how to work out how to get systems to work, head over to systemio.dev. There is a contact us page. Send through a message. Let me know what's going on for your business. What are the problems that you're facing, and what is the reality that you want to create for yourself so that you can finally have the freedom and profits that business has always promised, and finally you will be able to achieve. All right, thanks so much for tuning in today for today's episode. I hope you got a lot of value out of it, and I look forward to continuing this journey into the power of systems to create results. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. See you then.